clicking on ReliefFactor.com, and here's something you need to know. The majority of people who ordered the 3-week quick start, now only $19.95, go on to order more. Let's see if we can get you out of pain too. Go to ReliefFactor.com.
Hello everyone, this is James Dobson inviting you to join us for our next edition of Family Talk. Every day we come to these microphones with someone in mind, whether it's a busy mom looking for tips on discipline or a husband that wants to learn more about connecting with his wife. We want to put an arm around your family in any way that we can. So join us next time for Family Talk.
Weeknights at 6 p.m. on Sirius XM 131 Family Talk.
If you like a smartphone that's really smart, download the OnePlace.com app. The app that will inspire your faith daily and provide answers to the biggest questions of all. OnePlace lets you download your favorite pastor's programs and listen, even offline or in airplane mode, with easy connections to your Bluetooth speaker or dashboard. To download your free OnePlace app, visit the iTunes App Store or the Google Play Store for your Android device and search for OnePlace. That's OnePlace.
Secular Live is sponsored by Christian Advocates Serving Evangelism Incorporated.
So Peter Gibson did push back because he said, okay, well, I'll let you take the listen to this, because that answer initially, well, he drove through in 2008. You know, that's that. Anybody who's a good reporter, Peter, is like, I'm not going to just take that and say, okay. Well, he does do that. So here's his follow-up by 5.
He said, I've been there before. Your safety drove by for a few minutes. Does that count?
What is the root cause? Where are people coming from who are coming to the border, Peter?
The president said that
I'm asking you a question because I think people should understand the context. Where do people come? Okay, I'll answer it for you. People come from Central America and Mexico to go to the border. The president has been to those countries 10 times to talk about border issues.
Sandy, this is the entire point of what we're talking about the whole time. That's part of what you should be doing. The Trump administration did that. They got their diplomats down there. They worked on these deals, like remain in Mexico, like you talked about, the migrant protection protocols. So they did that part of it too. It's that he will not stand because he doesn't want for his liberal base to see him standing with the CBP agents, with the ICE agents. That's exactly why. It's politics. He doesn't want to be seen as someone who has got the back of our brave Border Patrol agents and ICE agents and everyone who is working down there by the federal government and overwhelmed by this humanitarian crisis.
Yeah, first of all, Jordan, he's not the president of those countries. He's the president of this one. And when there's a crisis on our border, he needs to be present there to address those issues. I agree with you. He needs to get the back of law enforcement. But look, we just play a mental game here. Let's just go along with this theory that Jen Psaki's advancing for a little bit. Let's say that going down to those countries and addressing the root causes of why people come to this country could be solved solely by making those trips. And let's say they went down there and they took care of all those root causes and no more people were coming. Well, guess what, Jordan? You still have the 1.7 million people that were encountered. By the way, never mind the gotaways, never mind the people that they don't know about. Who knows what the true number is over the last year? Maybe it's, twice that. Maybe it's over 3 million. Who knows? Jordan, even if you addressed all the root causes and you kept any more people from trying to make this trip, you still have all of the people that are currently there. And who's responsible for finding the solution for those people already here? It's the President of the United States.
And just to continue why they just don't, they try to act like they don't understand. I think that these are smart enough people. I'm not going to demean them to the point where they don't understand the bigger question, but this is how they try to spin it to the whole country. Take a listen to this from Psaki.
There is a focus right now on a photo op. The president does not believe a photo op is the same as solutions.
First of all, those photos would show that he stands with our Border Patrol. It's not just a photo op. That is not what people are saying when he said he should visit. We're saying he should go down there, talk to the Border Patrol agents, understand, Andy, what they're dealing with. Yeah, take a picture with them. Show the country that you got their back. It doesn't mean that they've got to make tough decisions and everything's going to be perfect, but just like you would do with the military, they're defending our southern border. Show that you've got their back. It's not just a random photo op as they want to play it.
Jordan, what you said really resounds with me anyway. And that is, he doesn't want his liberal base, his leftist base, to see him standing with law enforcement. He doesn't want them to see that. He doesn't want to see his liberal base looking at him standing there with a border or a customs or an immigration agent facing someone trying to come over the wall, or having to deal with children being left in baskets somewhere, or seeing them carry stuff across rivers and the border patrol having to take, and the customs and immigrations people having to take control, because then it looks like he's supporting law enforcement. And that is the worst thing that you can possibly do for a liberal, is support your law enforcement these days. What a horrible, terrible thing for the president to be seen supporting law enforcement and people who are trying to see that our laws are put into effect. And that's why he won't go.
Yeah, I mean, I think you talked about, too, the idea that putting forward, some proposals, but also interacting with some of the people who are in those facilities, too, to figure out exactly how they got there.
Yeah, we're not being honest with these folks who are trying to come to do America for a better life, Jordan. I mean, I agree with you. The first priority should be to show solidarity with Border Patrol, with law enforcement down there trying to enforce the laws. That, by the way, the chief executive, Jordan, is the chief law enforcement officer, so they are doing the duty that is incumbent on him. But look, he should also talk to the migrants. He should also talk to the people who are coming there, because they think that he wants them coming. You heard the clip in some of the audio that you played. It said, "Tell Joe Biden we're coming." Well, now that they're here, maybe he should talk to some of them. Jordan, he's got to be able to look them in the eye and look the American people in the eye and put forward an honest proposal with, okay, if you want to come to America for a better life, here's how you'll do it. Here's the framework that you do it. Jordan, we're a rule of law country. You do not do it, or at least you should not be able to do it, by cutting the line, the legal line, and illegally crossing the border, and then just hoping that Joe Biden's Border Patrol will either pick you up and then let you go, or that you will evade it. Jordan, that is not the way to do it. So I would take a picture with law enforcement, sure. I would also talk to these migrants and look them in the eye and tell them what the process is by which they can try to enter this country.
Yeah, and all this cool flying around at 4 a.m. I mean, Senator Tom Cotton explains it very, very clearly, which is they're not proud of what they're doing. They're trying to hide it from you. Take a listen.
The obvious reason why they're flying these migrants across the country in the dead of night is because they don't want to reveal the consequences of their open borders policy. Look, if they were proud of their policy, if they thought it was a political winner for them, they'd be having these flights in the middle of the daytime, they'd be coordinating it with the local TV stations, they'd be celebrating what they view as a great accomplishment. But they know that Joe Biden's open border policy is a political disaster, so they're trying to hide the consequences of that policy in the dark of night.
The thing is, Harry, there's just not a time period anymore you can do that. You can track aviation. We have news outlets that are doing that. So they're figuring out what's going on, and they're showing those images to the American people. They see the crisis at the border. This is again, as much as they try to keep the media out, the people have seen it. I think that the American people do understand that there's a serious problem there.
I think that's correct, but I also think that the Biden administration seriously underestimates the capacity of the American people to understand what is going on. I think the Biden administration, they live in a silo, an echo chamber, where they are being told via social media and via Twitter how wonderful they are, even though their policy is an abject disaster. And so one of the things that the Biden administration has done, I think quite deliberately, is they try to hide the evidence of their own malfeasance. They try to hide the evidence of their own failures. But I think the American people are smarter than that. They understand that the Biden administration has consistently failed them on each and every issue, from inflation to gas prices, to the crisis off the border of California, to Afghanistan. Keep in mind, we still have Americans left in Afghanistan, even though President Biden said we would get them all out. And so I think at the end of the day, everyone knows that the Biden administration is either fibbing or they are incompetent.
You know what, folks? There's obviously a lot more to say in order to do on the border issue. But whatever is being highlighted, and with these horrific numbers, 1.7 million more most ever, this has been tracked. that we're gonna talk about it on the broadcast. We're gonna do something about it. We got our FOIA in court about the decision-making process. How did they get to this point of just giving up on all the policies that are working? Were they going to replace it with anything? So we're in court over that as well. So we're doing something about it. We got a petition up at aclj.org. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hope, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
The following program is sponsored by New Life Ministries. The following program has been pre-recorded for broadcast at this time. With host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Hi there. Welcome to New Life Live. Really glad you're with us here today. Joining me is Dr. Sherry Keffer.
Hey.
Dr. Jill Hubbard's in the house.